Our last unit is world music. This is music that has been handed down from generation to generation, the traditional music of the following continents or countries: Africa, India, China, South, and North America. The single unifying link of all these countries and continents is that the music is primarily oral and handed down orally. In Africa, our first continent, music and song play an active part in hunting and healing rites. There is a belief in the magical power of music. Traditional African music has functional, ritual importance in life events like birth, manhood initiation, marriage, and death. Some typical instruments are the waza, drums, and an ancient string instrument known as the lyre, or nyatiti. A common characteristic in African music is the ostinato, a repeating or accompanying pattern. This happens in the music from the north to the south. The waza is an African instrument from the Sudan, made from hollowed-out gourds that are fitted together. Each waza has a single pitch, and pitch is determined by the length of the gourds. Pitch can also be adjusted through the mouthpiece. The nyatiti, on the other hand, is a primitive string instrument that is based on the ancient lyre. It is played on the ground. Ostinato patterns are played on a nyatiti to serve as accompaniment for a voice. Isicathamiya is a South African music tradition from the Zulu, and it means walking softly. It is an all-male vocal a cappella ensemble, which means it's unaccompanied. There is a harmonious blend between the voices, which comes out of the Christian hymn-singing tradition brought by white settlers. A majority of African music relies heavily on drums, characterized by an intense rhythmic playing style. Djembes are African drums made from goatskin stretched over a resonating area. Rattles are also made from gourds and used in African music. Another African instrument is the mbira, or thumb piano, from Eastern or Southern Africa. Moving on to India, we have two components in traditional music, the raga and the tal. The raga is the melodic pattern. The tal is the rhythmic pattern. These melodic and rhythmic patterns are handed down from masters to students. The raga is something like our Western scale, only much more. It is a combination of tones, a hierarchy of more and less important pitches, and patterns of ornamentation. Ragas express emotional states. The tal is a rhythmic cycle of beats with ebb and flow of various types of intonations resounded on a percussive instrument. Each such pattern has its own name. During a rhythmic cycle, a drummer and a singer or instrumentalist may explore independent rhythms with syncopation and a displacement of accent. Indian instruments consist of the tanpur or tambura, a stringed drone instrument, and the tabla, a pair of small drums, one for each hand. We have now another kind of music texture known as heterophony. It is the simultaneous performance of the same basic melody by two or more voices or instruments, but in versions that differ in ornamentation or rhythm. This is common in non-Western or world music. It is kind of a complex monophony. On to our next country, which is China. The most popular music in China is Beijing opera. It includes instrumental music, dance, elaborate costumes and makeup, martial arts, and a wide range of vocal styles, from full-fledged songs to more declamatized songs to heightened speech. The instruments of China are the pipa and the guqin. A pipa is a lute with frets and strings. It comes from Central Asia. It has programmatic titles such as the Great Ambush. A guqin has 7 silk strings. It is played on a tabletop and associated with Confucianism. There is a repertoire of 80 pieces handed down for the guqin. On to South America, where we find the panpipe, a wind instrument. It's also called a raft pipe. It has 2 rows of pipes strapped together. It is widespread from Ecuador through Peru and Bolivia to Chile. Let's go a little north to Mexico, where we find the traditional mariachi band. The name mariachi is believed to come from marriage, since this music was most often played at weddings. 5 or more members play violin, guitar, a guitarrón, which is a large bass guitar, and vihuela, which is similar to a guitar and plays at a higher pitch than the traditional guitar. And now, North America. 12,000 to 50,000 years ago, Native Americans came to North America via land bridge across the Bering Straits, where they formed complex societies in North, Central, and South America. It was a tradition of song utilized in healing, hunting, and social rituals. Native American song is monophonic, accompanied by rattles or drums. Each tribe's songs can be very different. You'll find them at gatherings called powwows, which originated with Plains Indians. Groups of singers gather around a large drum, each with his own stick or beater. It has a tense vocal style, sharp, pulsating. Melodies tend to start high and gradually descend at least an octave using vocables, which are syllables with no precise meaning, and they can carry secret, even mystical significance.